Hello people, I am Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hi guys.
And we are looking at the trailer, the official trailer to MAMANGAM, starring Mammootty and directed by Padmakumar. I got it right, okay.
You did.
I was like, did I mess this up? I'm always like concerned that I messed it up. This just dropped a few hours ago and it's already getting a crazy amount of views.
Yeah. People
People have been commenting at us on other reactions that we put out asking if we could look at this, and to that I say, here we are. We are doing this. There are no subtitles.
There are subtitles.
Embedded. There are subtitles and they are embedded. I missed everything he said there because I was f***ing with shit. Ready?
Yeah, I was
ready. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah,
I'm ready. I've been ready. You're slowing everything down. Let's go. Here we go.
മാമാങ്കത്തിന് വള്ളുവനാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരാളെങ്കിലും ഇന്നും വരുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പുകഴ്പെറ്റ പകയുടെ തീകടാതെ പെണ്ണുങ്ങൾ അവരുടെ മനസ്സിൽ ചിതയൊരുക്കുന്നത് കൊണ്ടാണ്. അങ്ങനെയുള്ളവരുടെ വയറിലാണ് ഞാനും നീയും പിറന്നത്.
ജയിക്കാനായി കച്ചകെട്ടി ഇറങ്ങുന്ന ഒരാണിനെ ഓർത്തും വള്ളുവനാട്ടിൽ ഒരു പെണ്ണിന്റെയും ഒരു തുള്ളി കണ്ണീര് പോലും വീഴില്ല. വീണ അത് തീമഴയാകും.
കല്ലായി തുറമുഖത്തെ ഖുറൈശിമാരോട് ചോദിച്ചറിയണമായിരുന്നു ചന്ദ്രത്തെ ചുരുക്കച്ചൂർ. രാവണനായ അവനെ നേർക്കുനേർ ഇല്ലാതാക്കാൻ ഒരു മഹാവതാരം തന്നെ വേണ്ടിവരും.
Damn. Woo, I did get goosebumps.
You go first. My thoughts are all over the place.
Well, first of all, I'm not 100% sure what the story is about. I don't know if MAMANGAM is some sort of like epic journey or if it is like a gladiator battle or something that men feel like, oh, if I win this, then I'm gonna have all this honor or whatever, and it's completely unwinnable. Obviously, it's this historical epic, right? And I'm already really digging that because generally, I really enjoy watching movies that are based in periods of history, especially if I'm not that familiar with them and they've got, you know, great costumes and sets, which this trailer is showing that this movie has. I know I've said this before in the Malayalam tourism video. It does kind of remind me a lot about Thai historical stuff because, you know, like the costuming and the temples and the cities and the buildings are built, they look very much like old Thai buildings. So I'm already like feeling really immersed in it because it's something that feels quite familiar to me. I'm not really sure what all that fighting is about, but I do get a sense of maybe there's some sort of religious ties as well because they were talking about there has to be a avatar in order to defeat Ravan, who I think is like a demon or a demon god king or something like that. There's some sort of epicness and religion involved, perhaps.
I think I should have spoken first.
Why?
Because I didn't realize you had so much to say, and what I have to say almost seems trivial now.
Go on, share your thoughts.
Well, here's the thing. Towards the end of it, because I was listening to the music in the trailer, which I'm almost certain is music that you're going to hear in the film, and I'm thinking also about Kaithi, the film we watched last night, and the music in that. And it's hard to know what came first. It's like almost like the chicken or the egg kind of thing.
Right.
Because I remember a few years ago, I was hanging out with ACHARA, and I was showing her some of my music that I was really in love with, or I still love and listen to. It's instrumental music that was made by Americans. And she goes, wow, this sounds like Bollywood music. And I go, what? And so it's impossible for me to know who came up with that style first, that cinematic score. You know, because when I'm watching this, I'm like, wow, this reminds me, in terms of the music, it reminds me so much of like that Hollywood music I've been hearing for years. That epic score, you know. They're adding in a choir or whatever you want to call it in the background, which, like, I don't hear that in movies too often. Like, I heard it in Fast and Furious 7 for some reason, and Fast and Furious 8, and I heard it in, like, Phantom Menace and Star Wars way back in 1999 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's not the most frequent thing, but with these war epics, you definitely should have it, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say... I always get nervous whenever I bring this movie up because it comes up so often whenever
I know which movie
epic.
Because that thought did cross my mind for like a split second.
It's almost like I have to shut it down because people get so annoyed by it. So I'm not going to say that this is inspired at all by 300 because it's obviously based on Indian history and whatnot. And it's like lots of countries have had Spartan-like warriors and you know, situations, epic battles and whatnot, you know. It's just that there are certain motifs that were like so uncanny, not uncanny, but like so similar, like him hitting the sword against the shield. I'm like,
right, yeah.
It's like the first time I ever saw that was in 300. I'm not saying that they borrowed it from that. I mean, Indians probably been doing that for thousands and thousands of years, way before the
Greeks.
The Greeks, you know, who I don't know who, you know, chicken or the egg, which came first, who knows? But that I did notice that, and I thought that was cool. Like just seeing that here, I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. You know, the warrior aspect, the toughness element.
Yeah.
But the thing that appealed to a lot of people about 300, and it appealed to a lot of people in like with regards to like kung fu movies and whatnot, is this notion of, even like Dragon Ball Z, is this notion of this young chosen one, this young person who has this impossible order that he's got to live up to, these impossible tasks he's got to, you know, take on, and the training regiments, or even like Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
I love all that training montage stuff.
And so the training in this is with a young kid who is doing all this stuff that no normal person could ever do.
Yeah.
And for some reason that compels us to watch it because it's so cool. And then you see the person they eventually become. And that's what I did see in 300, was you had like these babies that were tossed because they weren't good enough. And so the babies that were left over were fighting tigers and doing all this crazy stuff to eventually become these massive warriors, much like Mammootty does in here. I'm just recognizing the stuff I have been familiar with growing up, whether it's 300 or martial arts films and whatnot, or other Indian films at this point, and I think it's super cool. Like it's giving me, you know, similar feels to Bahubali. I guess I know that's a different industry, but it's giving me similar feels to Bahubali.
Yeah, but I mean, I think any time that you do an epic, huge historical action drama, you are gonna get comparisons to other ones that have come before. What I also find very interesting about this is, straight off the bat, they're talking about, you know, if you do this thing, the women cry tears of revenge or something like that. And I'm like, why? Why would they feel so strongly or negatively about this thing that they're, you know, willing you not to win? And then also, I mean, that's what I got from what they were saying. I don't know if like I maybe missed something in the translation, but I also really enjoyed that the women looked awesome in this. I loved their costumes, and that they got to kick some butt, you know? They looked like some strong fighting women too. It was cool. So
you think the fighting is over religion and not territory?
I think there's an element of religion in it, to be the one who can do this thing. I don't know if Mamangam is a person or if it's a place. I think it might be a place from what they were saying in the beginning of the trailer, or like a tournament or something of that nature. And so I feel like if you are to win it or defeat it, then you have to be someone who's extraordinary. Not any ordinary man or person can succeed.
Here's the synopsis from Wikipedia. It is based on medieval MAMANGAM festival celebrated during the 17th century on the banks of the oh my goodness, how do you say that? Bharathapuza, where warriors known as Chaviracool.
Chaviracool?
Chaviracool.
Oh, no, Chaviracal, sorry.
Plots against the Zamorin rulers to overthrow them.
Okay, so there is an element of, fighting for territory or fighting for a kingdom, which you got, and then the thing that I got was it's like a tournament. Somewhere in the middle.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Do let us know your feelings in the comments below. Check out ACHARA KIRK and her vlogs on the social media. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we drop another video. Check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, and vlogs. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.